Yo, what up, Brian Laws?
Coffee donuts.
What kind of
Nice.
donuts?
What's your breakfast choice this morning?
Coffee,
Good one.
absolutely. What else you?
Got a chocolate and full tiger tail.
All right.
Just got done with the film festival.
Oh
A lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
fun.
How did that go?
Oh, it went perfect.
Where is this?
They took all the notes from last year and proved them. Like there was no Q&A, so it saved about 10 hours. That was nice.
Why is Q&A good?
Because no one cares about filmmakers. They're all so young. It's their first film. They don't really have a lot of experience, you know? So Q&A for them, I think, is a little much.
Okay.
For them with a big audience and everything.
Yeah. All right. And
Some people last year just rambled on, talk for like 20 minutes for them.
well, that's
Way too long.
and they don't know how to speak. Many of them publicly, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's better to just go things to get stuck about their first project.
Right.
Really nice to see the film. We got more films than we could spend more time discussing movies.
All right. What films stuck out in your head? What films stuck out in your head?
I was a judge this year.
I know. So what?
That shows
Yeah.
that picture. And it was. One second. I want to make sure I get the name right.
If you do that, I'm here. I'm listening. I have to just bring my devices. So keep talking, and I'll keep speaking with you. But if you don't see me on camera,
The film thing was
okay.
it was a beautiful animated short film about life, rebirth, animals. And the whole thing followed a bird death animation. And the cycle of what a death goes through. So, great. That's the one I voted to. It actually won Best Picture. So, I think he unanimously voted Best. Then the other film that I really liked was called For Old Time's Sake. And that one was drama sci-fi about a guy whose friend died, and his friend leaves behind a tape that's actually a time machine.
Okay.
And so that VHS tape, after his friend dies, it takes him whenever he wants to all the memories of.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's an awesome film, and it was really well received. West Awards, best actor, best production design, best editing, went like through the list of, it won all those awards, best cinematography, all that stuff.
Okay. So
Pretty cool.
can you apologies? What was Bird's Nest about? It was a short film that was an animated flick, right?
Yeah.
How long was it?
And it didn't win any awards for best picture, but it was basically just a heartfelt story of this bird and it goes through its whole life cycle that you're watching. And then at the end of it, as it like morphs with the stop motion, the live action in there as well, in animation. So it's full-time steak. And you look up like full-time steak, themovie.com or something like that, it'll come up. They're trying to make the feature.
Okay, that sounds like a really tricky feature.
Yeah, I love the concept of VHS taking back in time.
Now, how did the people travel back in time using a VHS?
It's like a weird thing. You know, puts it into the machine and like electricity and stuff. The clock starts flying backwards. And we just transport like stuff to it.
Okay, so there's not like a machine, like a time machine. It's just literally the act of putting the VHS in the VCR transports them, right?
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
That's a cool way to do it, because then you don't have to deal with any of the difficulties of making a time machine look realistic.
I don't know. I think you can make anything with cardboard and some.
That's true about that, but it never moves.
I would prefer like Caligari, like all the old stuff in the 1920s that was all cut out of cardboard. Like,
Yeah, you're right.
I think so. I mean, I think, I think, especially if you're a filmmaker, the first thing you got to be able to do is sew and draw, create. Be a part. There's things that like from your capabilities.
That's true. Okay, so what other films did you like?
But those two are great. There's a few other things, but that's basically my review. Like, there's some other good ones, but those were the professional ones that were awesome. And like, really, I think deserve to be recognized.
Okay. And did the students who won, did they get anything for it?
What'd you say?
Did the students who won, did they get anything for it?
Oh yeah, they got $500 and a really nice called the Golden Door. And it's a aluminum hat, like really nice award that was handmade.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, $500 isn't bad.
Right. It's unfortunate that I'm not saying that anything was scoffed at, but just in general, with the amount of time and effort that they put in, like they could be.
Oh, I agree.
But at least it's something.
Absolutely.
Okay. And
I'll bring it right up.
what did you say?
1 second.
Can you take your
Just 1 second. Sorry, I'm just at work. And,
No.
but yeah, well, yeah, $500, whatever. It's a local small town festival.
Right. Okay. And you think the VCR? And do you think the VCR movie has into a feature film?
Yeah, it seems like it. They're good filmmakers. They know what they're doing and they're trying for it. So I hope they, do a Kickstarter or something or like figure it out.
Does that work? Does that work for a filmmaker to do a Kickstarter?
Well, like for me personally, I've done Kickstarter like, and both times, somebody contacted me. Because I got contacted once outside Kickstarter, and it was they were like, "Oh, you're doing a project. I just want to fund the whole thing." I think that it does work.
Yeah.
They saw it via Kickstarter.
Oh yeah.
Like the project, just wanted to fund it all.
So it definitely.
I've been pretty fun. And I think that's a pretty great model. That once you're on there, you can have the option of other people seeing it
Um,
Um, yeah. But traditionally, just putting it on there, I've heard when you actually fund it, it's very expensive. They charge you tax on it, and they charge you all the fees. So you're only getting like 60 to 70% of your money that you raise.
wow, that seems like an incredible how not a scam, but if you're only getting 70% of what you're, I mean, all they're doing is putting it on a website. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that's not very expensive.
No, the only thing that it does do is it advertises within their network.
Yeah, but I mean, that's all jerky, right?
I mean, they got to pay for the network and the list and like that. Like there's costs associated with it. But I don't think I mean, it's just low cost.
Right.
Cost 30%.
Exactly. So that makes it
Every transaction. So,
all right. Well,
they pay for the gateway.
yeah, absolutely. And is Kickstarter a better way than
They're totally different.
okay?
Because GoFundMe has a limit, I think, of like 5,000.
No, I heard about somebody who just got $120,000 from GoFundMe on a
Really?
yeah, they were in a car accident and
I don't know.
they work at a station in LA and basically they did a bunch of fundraising. So they got $120,000.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. Again, when I did my Kickstarter GoFundMe ago, because I did it on all three platforms, that's when I got contacted by the people. And GoFundMe is great. You get the money to me as it comes in. So like, if someone gives you $10 Kickstarter, you get your money until you fund it in way or whatever. But GoFundMe, for the very moment if someone gives you $10, you get that money. So that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. Some people just live on their GoFundMe. I know that. They just have a constant GoFundMe, especially girls like girls and whatnot. They use it to like just for fun stuff constantly. Like I do my hair done.
right.
I'm on details. Yep. Anything or reading up or anything interesting?
Just been showing myself in recent space. A little bit a little more. But
How's your X basis metrics going?
I would say very well. I'm at 2,200 people who have followed me a little more than a month, which is
That's amazing.
yeah.
That's amazing. Great work.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I think so too. Normally, like if you try a lot without a blue check mark in a month, it's maybe 500 people. But I have a really good chill, and people are what I'm doing is cool. And then I can tell you, I just got some metrics of Discord. I was 0.1% of Discord users this year, meaning like that's top 1%, 0.01%, not even 0.1%, 0.01%. I'm like the biggest Discord user in the world, and as well, I like I'm basically like 24 hours a day in a bunch of different Discord.
I catch up to the amount of
That's true.
Like, yeah, don't be able. You can't go back. COVID, you can't go back in history. Whereas you can. And so if anyone starts up with your idea, like tomorrow, they can't catch up with you. You're going to be doing this for like 50 years.
Absolutely. 100%. You're 100% right. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You get it. That's exactly right.
Oh, I can get it, man. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan.
Well, what do they think?
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was cool. Other people didn't really get it. You know, it's hard to explain to people.
I get that.
They don't really understand the data might get. That, you know, that's the future. And then a lot of people don't get the Discord culture of just having people to talk to the conversation and being invited. The way you invite anyone into your life is so humble and sweet. They're like, you know, they really got to get to know you. Like, fully understand what's going on.
Absolutely. It's when people ask me about this project, it has a lot of different elements of it. There's the pure data element of it, but there's the biological element of it to be able to study the human body in so many different ways over the course of a long time. I think it's very important. There's the AI model of it. AI needs examples of those models to accurately portray humans. And such an amount of time over the course of years, I mean, it will literally be able to know, like, like all this weird stuff, like all these biometric aspects that we just don't have. We do have, I mean, like, I've seen, we have people who take a picture of themselves once a day for years. It's cool, but it's not like seeing them, basically over time. And what caused those changes? Like we changes in them and mature, but we see what happened in the middle. And so this allows people to basically see what's going on in the middle of life, which is certainly interesting to some people. But then it's the story of humanity. People radio in the background that archive all the world's news events. I mean, I hate to say it, but media changes its on things, and we don't have a record of that. I have a record. So, when people are saying do X, Y, and Z, and then 2 years later they say, "Oh, we didn't say that." It's like, yes, you did. Here it is. We have evidence of this. Like, here's an interesting one that I have caught myself. Shohei Ohtani, yes, he's a pitcher and player for the Dodgers.
You got to live under a rock to not know the
Thank you. Exactly.
Like, yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay. So he has this controversy of his translator who was siphoning money from his bank account to place bets. You recall this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a little insider trading.
Exactly. So I remember when this broke, and initially ESPN did a sit-down interview, or at least they said it on the radio, with Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani was saying that he gave his translator the money. He just didn't know what the money was being used for. Because it was like millions and millions of dollars that anybody would know would be coming out of their account. But what Shohei Ohtani did not know is that even doing that is a federal offense, and he would have gone to jail for it. So ESPN said on the radio, or at least I have it archived, that Shohei Ohtani had done the sit-down interview and said, "I didn't know that this person was using it for gambling, but I did give him access to my bank account." They had to change their narrative to then say, "I didn't know that this guy had access to my account." But even any bank is going to tell you, if you're taking out millions of dollars, they're going to make you do something to two-factor authentication on your phone. You're just not going to be able to just have an ACH withdrawal of $8 billion for whatever. Banks aren't stupid. But basically, this would have meant that Shohei Ohtani would perhaps never have the opportunity to play baseball again. He would have been banned from baseball. He would have had to do federal time, and it would have messed up a lot for the MLB. So they changed that tune up, and I remember listening to this being like, wow, they certainly changed that story. And I had archived on my stream, and I'm sure there's a lot of other stuff that I have archived that people in the future will be able to say, hey, that's not how that went down. And now if you look up using AI or anything like that, you look up, did Shohei Ohtani know about his translator stealing the money? It'll say no, he had no knowledge of it. But when that story initially broke, they announced that Shohei Ohtani had done a sit-down interview with ESPN saying that he was giving him the money, just didn't know why he needed it, and that was a federal offense. So anyway, I just thought that was like an interesting uh, evidence of historical revision, and there was things that that's what I think makes aspects of my team really interesting. Additionally, it's all of the chips that I've been able to make on things, but people don't read it, and I tell them that they don't hear it. This is global history, and they get it, but they don't. And, I'm competing with one World War II, September 11th. Why would my dream be so important? It is.
You're an archiver.
That's exactly what.
You're an archiver. Like observers and archivers in this era are very important.
That's exactly
right. It's great that the relationship reset all the information.
That's exactly.
There's no way for the AI to even know about that.
That's exactly.
So write a lot of stuff.
That's exactly.
Everyone. By the way, that paper comes out next week. Trump is releasing the paper to regulate AI and all these things. And states aren't allowed to regulate their own AI.
For 10 years, right?
No, it might make it.
Oh, I'm sure they will, but I think the law is for 10 years. And they renew it.
But they're going to make it so that states operate their own AI law.
Right.
But what that's going to do is force people out of the states and into places where they can manipulate the law.
Oh, I'm sure. Just like we do with banking.
Yeah.
Cayman Islands.
In Ireland.
Exactly. Those kinds of places. Very effective. Be very interesting. Well, at least with what I'm doing, it's like the Epic of Gilgamesh or the Bible. It's like writing down events, somewhat of a timeline for us, as a perfect timeline. But I'm just using a new means. Like basically, for the last, let's say, throughout human existence, we've had like cave drawings. Okay, that was like one way to record information. And then we have writing on like papyrus or on pelts or skins. That's another. Then we really then started to have audio recording, well, pictures, I guess, which are certainly important. Audio recording and then video. But all of this has happened within the last 150 years. And never has anybody been able to archive this much of it. Do you know who Buckminster Fuller is or was?
Here, one second, before you jump on that, you got something to say about what you're saying. Have you ever considered that the majority of the information, though, throughout history is narrated or like by another person?
It is. Mouth to ear.
Yeah, the majority of like what we actually need to know and learn is mouth to ear, or you can see it, eye to hand. Like I have to watch a hunter hunt with a bow. I can't just learn online and watch videos.
That's true. Absolutely.
Like you got to be there with the person, the physical tool to use it, like the hatchet, or how to even make the stone tool.
Right.
So I feel like you think if there is a lot of stuff written down or whatever, there's a lot of that, but it's not as important as the oration knowledge. We should lose sight of all that. That like that's still very valuable oration and learning hands-on.
Currently, the person allegedly has archived the most about a single life is Buckminster Fuller, the guy who came up with the bucketball, the physicist kind of a deal. And the reason why is because he had a diary that he did for a long part of his life, and then also the first one he used, and it's all combined, and it was stored at Stanford now. Go and visit Stanford and like see this. But it's not available to the world. You can't go online and view it, and even if you can, it takes a long time to go through all of that information. With mine, you can sit on your couch and watch my entire for the last 4 years and absorb anything that you want about it, or you can take AI and take a 24-hour stream of mine and have it edited into the top 30 seconds or the top 3 minutes or the top 10 minutes. Whatever. It all can have watermarks in it. ChatGPT does the most timestamps of my life. It'll tell you what song I listened to and what I was talking. I mean, just at every interval, if I just take a 12-hour video of mine, I put it in ChatGPT, it just tells it to you. It's free.
No, I love it. Yeah. We're using that all the time for social media. You know, we get festival. Everyone in the room, right?
Sure.
But then all the producers, we all talked about how we use it and showed how we use it. And the most impressive way was this one guy has a network podcast, and they all sent him. They're all filming right now, like all these podcasts, like yourself, right? And then what he does is he manages all the social media for all of them in one place under one account. And then all the podcasts, he does all the forms, them all in the AI. And then a page that's like called Ultimate Podcast Network or something. And then that network gets hundreds of thousands of views a week because he's pumping out so much content and using AI to bring all the clips. And he said the AI tells him which clips are going to be viral, which clips are going to be, like which clips are with the audience of clips, how to hashtag them, everything. So that's how he's using AI, and I thought that's a pretty effective way. Because I don't think everybody's going to want, a lot of podcasters don't want to go through all those extra steps of like what you're talking about, dropping it into AI and then clipping it out, exporting the movie, putting it on the social media. You do all that yourself, though, right? Like you're just daily dropping up and looking at it, or constantly.
I mean, here's when I use it. Occasionally, somebody will. When do I? Okay, so that's a great question. I have some concerts that I've done where I've just sung, like I'll go every Elton John song, or every Bruce Springsteen song, or every um, Billy Joel song, and then I like long form concerts or something that I actually like to go through. I have some interviews that I've done that I sometimes will listen to. Sometimes people come in here and they will be like, "Hey, the conversation yesterday was really good, but I can't remember everything from it." And I'll say, just go to my stream and previous stream from yesterday, and on 20 different streams you can listen to. Like, oh, okay, and then they can literally have all the evidence that they needed. I've had somebody, this was a few years ago, but they used stream and like as evidence, and basically somebody had drained somebody's wallet or stole their NFT or something, and they wanted evidence of what happened, and I didn't live stream it at the time, and they asked me of it, and I had that. So like that's really interesting. But what I do is just too much for me to just go through and listen to on a daily basis. I'm more focused on the future, not so much the past. I know that these discussions are being archived for the future. So at this point, I just need to continue generating. Perhaps like what the plan is I go into these Twitter spaces and somebody's going to hear what I do. I've got people with hundreds of thousands of followers who are already following me, and it's going to click in somebody's head. It's going to go viral. When that happens, the world's gonna not know what to do with me. They're gonna have so much content to think. I mean, I have over
Yeah,
a
I
hundred.
think it'll be interesting, man. I think they'll know what to do with you.
Well,
You're gonna get your own Netflix movie and your own like series,
oh,
and
that's
then you're just gonna keep creating.
that's
You know,
exactly.
you're gonna get budgets to do stuff and have content made every day.
That's exactly right. So what is going to be probably my life? The movie will each year of my life will be its own motion picture, and there'll be like 100 different movies. But we have a lifetime to be able to put these out, just like those movies, 1912 and 1915, 1927. Just but in my life, and then there'll be a lot of sit down conversations with people who know me, and they'll be like, so when Rabbi was, 50, I ever think he would do something like this. Those kind of conversations with people I know. There's could be my goal is to give people a way to buy life 24/7 from a first person view. So like literally, I just view my life in real time, uh, first person view. And then people are going to know instantly like this is a big deal. Once you start going through how much data I have. I have people do this already. They're like, looking at one of your YouTube accounts, you got like 20 of them, and it was just 12 hours, 12 hours, and 12 hours, and 12 hours, and that's that much content. It's like, I know, and that's why this is such a big. And then on top of it,
Hey, Rabbi, I gotta rip.
take care. Go back when you have time.
Yeah, man.
Catch
I'll
it up.
talk with you. I'll talk to you soon.
Excellent. Yo, what up, Blake? How are you? Okay.
What the fuck is this over 80 minutes? Like, is it improvement?
Yeah, how old are you? Yeah, just actually, come back in 3 years.
Okay.
Peace. That's nice.
Hopefully you guys are taking your hands out of the pickle jar. We have Drake and emoji. We have to see you. At that which I've already done that. Alright, so we and now so this text. I appreciate everybody. The speakers
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for silence. Oh, it's the very I don't know. But you're doing so well, bro. Thank you very much. Almost, Farid, thank you so much for receive. Everybody who's in the house, thank you for coming. Guys, otherwise, mostly Yannick does times with the stuff. I said it's I think 90%. So, yeah, I'll be a quick follow. Thank you.
Right, Kalama.
Smooth. Thank you so much.
Where you guys could only follow, I believe it's 15 or 20. So do not follow. Get back to you. Don't be so and they'll get you back. Make sure you follow. They're helping.
to chill. So, yeah. Dog. It's basically if you want building, any coins, and you can sell the coins if you want to sell them. You can move them, and you can 20%, 60% profit when we send out to all our researchers. So yeah, I think we closed like 60 senators yesterday in Army. It's quickly fast right now. So I'm so excited. And it was much for exactly 30 minutes for today, exactly. And the viewers focus. And that's what we don't do. We gotta know if there's someone that we know who has been studying them for 3 years. And Bitcoin is the experiment. You can say Bitcoin is the community project. And is the HT where you can get games and NFTs and all of that. But if you're having NFTs and mini maps, Bitcoin right now is the top of the community. So if you're get in that army, try not to rely channel. This sounds about points and every type of Bitcoins that are sent to your wallet. So you should my show my you are a fucking my space is looking kind of good. Let me speak to some more people though.